Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Today children, now I am going to teach 4th standard science FA4 portion lesson, force and work. What is this force? We hear people often say apply more force, apply less force. What is this? Most of the living things can move on their own. But what about the non-living things like a chair or a table? They cannot move. They will be either pushed or pulled in order to move them. This push or a pull acting on an object is called as force. And what are the effects of the force, or what all the things that a force can do? Let us see. A force can make a body move. It can stop the moving object. The force can change the direction of the movement of an object, and it can also change the shape of an object. Let us see with this ball. Now I am applying force. The ball moves. Applying force and I stop the ball. And now I apply force and I change the direction of the ball. And then now I can apply the force and change the shape. I think now you will be clear with the effects of the force. It can make a body move, it stops a moving object, it changes the direction, and it changes shape. And there are different kinds of forces. One is the gravitational force. Gravitational force is the force exerted by all the heavenly bodies, huge heavenly bodies like Earth, Sun, Moon, etc. This gravitational force or gravity helps the planet to hold on the object onto it. That is why, for example, if I am going to drop an object, it falls down. For example, even a fruit falling from a tree falls down. This is because of gravity. Even Moon has gravity, but it is only 1/6 of that of the Earth. Because, for example, if a child, if you are weighing 24 kgs on the Earth, you will weigh only 4 kgs and you will feel so light. And in order to escape this gravitational force, the rockets must start with a very high speed of about 40,000 km per hour to move into the space. So that is gravitational force. Then next coming to friction. Friction, this force stops movement. Okay, this acts opposite to the direction of the movement. So friction always acts between two surfaces. It is more on rough surfaces and it is less on smooth surfaces. So that is why when you walk on a slippery floor, you have more chances to fall rather than on a rough surface. This friction is both harmful and useful. It is harmful for the machines because machines have to keep moving. Most part of the machines have to keep moving continuously. Since the friction opposes the movement, it stops the working of the machine or reduces the speed. So that is why we see people oil the cycle chain or a sewing machine often. The oil makes the surface smooth and reduces friction so that the machine can work properly. And other thing, the friction helps us in day-to-day life. It is because of friction that we are able to hold a pencil. We are able to write on a paper because of friction between the surface of the paper and the pencil. And also, have you observed while you are playing carom board? You sprinkle the powder often. Why do we do that? This powder makes the surface of the carom board smooth so that the coins move freely on it. And next is the magnetic force. This is the force exerted by a magnet. This magnet has the capacity to attract all the iron and other metals towards itself. This magnetic force can be used to separate iron from huge amount of garbage. Let us see how this works. I have both iron and other plastic pieces. When I bring a magnet close to this, all the iron gets attracted towards the magnet without even coming into physical contact. This is the power of the magnetic force. Next, we know that force is needed to move an object. How much force is needed? How do we come to know that? The force we need depends upon how heavy the object is. If the object is very heavy, then we have to apply more force. But if the object is light in weight, very little force is enough. Similarly, if we have to move an object over a long distance, we have to apply more force comparatively when you have to move it to a shorter distance. So the force needed to move any object depends upon how heavy the object is and how far the distance has to be moved. Next topic is work. We say we are doing work, we are working, we are busy, this, that. And according to scientists, if I am just sitting and reading a newspaper, I am working according to me. I am searching for an article. But according to scientists, I am not doing any work. In scientific terms, only when I move from one place to other, the work is said to be done. So, the work is said to be done when a force is applied on the object and that object moves to a certain distance. So, imagine me having 5 books and I carry these 5 books to another room. In this case, I have done some work. I have carried the book to another room. Again, now I am going to carry 10 books to the same room. Now I have done more work because this time I am carrying more load. The same case, I am carrying only 5 books. Instead of to the next room, I carry it to my house. In this case, the distance is more, so the work done is also more. But if I am going to carry 5 books and I am going to stand still without moving, then I have not done any work because the distance travelled by me is 0. 0 multiplied by any number is 0. So, work is equal to amount of force into distance moved. If I don't move, the distance travelled by me is 0, so no work is done. Hope you have understood the lesson, children. Learn the lesson, do the exercises. Doubts will be clarified in the next class. Thank you.